Okay, there we go. Should be working now. Yeah, it is. So we can turn that off. We can turn this up. That should help. And we'll turn that way up. And I think it's getting turned on. I'm not even sure. Hopefully it should be working. It appears to be so. Let me listen. Yeah, it's good. All right. You're probably going to be seeing the stream after it goes live. But I don't know how long I'm actually going to keep the stream up because it's really just a test stream. But I'm just going to pull up PC Part Picker. Part out some of my PC part lists. Let me see. Alright, we'll just go right in. Start new. We should be okay. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't really know. We should be okay. It's not the best looking. We can maybe do a quick fix to that. We'll up it to 10. We'll see. That's close enough. In fact, I don't know if it'll actually... I think that's only for recording. Pretty sure. Okay, well, good enough. That should improve it. And I'm gonna pull my phone. It's live chat. And I just got the CPUs pulled up here. I think we've seen some improvement. Good enough. Considering this is on a 1440p monitor on my end, this probably looks okay, especially on a phone. It doesn't appear to be lagging. Right, so hopefully... I just realized the stream is still unlisted. Why is that? Make it public. Alright. Hello, hello. Had to unlist my stream. Probably able to pack the first 5 minutes. It's fine. And once it pops up on my phone here, I can begin parting out PCs. Actually good PCs. There we go. Should be muted. Does it actually look good on my phone? It looks serviceable. Alright. Well, we'll go back. This is PC Part Picker. And I need to update my recommended parts list. I always keep a list of like the best PC builds for each price point, and basically I'll part them out, save them, then I can recommend them to anybody who needs a gaming PC. So we're gonna start off with the CPU, and the CPU we're gonna choose is going to be the Ryzen 5 5600. That's a pretty obvious choice for a cheap gaming build. We're not actually going to add a CPU cooler because it's going to be a cheaper build. For this, I really like the B550 board because it comes with BIOS flashback, so there shouldn't be any CPU incompatibilities considering as long as you have a flash drive and like an old laptop or something. Just download the BIOS onto that flash drive, the one that supports Ryzen 5000, and use BIOS flashback. And I somehow just ended up losing that board. Like an idiot. What am I doing? Just go back. Alright. These two are a pretty good combo. This comes with a CPU cooler. It doesn't support it out of the box, which is the case with a lot of Ryzen 5000 series CPUs. See, I am buffering. Oh, I'm the only one watching. Oh, why is that? Is I can find out. I don't know why. Or if this is just acting weird. We'll set it down to 7. That should be good enough. Now we're onto the memory. Silicon Power Gaming. This is a pretty cheap kit. It's all pretty similar. All comes from the same manufacturer. Well, that's Micron or SK Hynix. I'm not really sure. Or Samsung, maybe. I don't think so. I think it's Micron who's making these. Well, they probably all make 3200 CL16 kits at this point. You don't have to look it up. Good way to find out what kit it is to look at timings overall. That'll probably tell you to look at the primary timings. But we'll just choose it. It's a good kit. For storage, there's a lot of good options. There's this. There's this. There's the one for some pairs that haven't starred. This UD90. We're just going to choose that. Good enough. Oh my. For video card, got some options. For a cheap gaming build, one that's around 600 or so, we're going to go for the cheapest card. It's probably the best option. RX 6800, or not 6800, 6600 goes for 180 currently. That's probably on a sale. Yep. And it's a promo code, not stupid mail and rebates, so you don't have to do anything besides just put in the promo code. Which is nice. For the case, just go for the cheapest case. Fractal Design makes good cases. Fractal makes good cases. I actually trust that one will be pretty good. And for the power supply, this one's kind of tough because there's power supplies right now are still kind of expensive. For this build, you'd be okay with the CV550. That leaves us a little under $600. So if your budget was right at that, you'd be close. So we're just going to save this as. Let's save this as $600 gaming PC. Save. So you have a lot of other builds there. Now on to the next one. Now I actually just could work off of that $600 gaming PC because the only thing I'd really... I don't know why I'm clicking on forums. It's my favorite parts list. So we'll save parts list. Saved parts list. And we're going to on the $600 gaming PC. Edit parts list. Since you're saving an ads, you could just edit this and then save this as something different. In this case, the only thing you're really going to want to change is the video card. Now, I don't know if I'd really recommend going to... I'll say A750 is like stupid cheap. So I don't ever check that. I should. It isn't. So in this case, we're just going to go to the XT. It's actually full screen to myself. That'll look nicer on stream. 67 XT. This is probably your best option. What? What does the CLD mean? I don't know, but it'll be fine. And for the power supply, you're going to want to obviously beef this up. This obviously isn't good enough. On one hand, you could spend the $100, get the 750E, and have some upgradability, but I don't think that's smart. CX650M, that'd be okay. How much is this cost? Oh my gosh. Why is this still going for $120? Actually, it's the 2021 variant. I wonder if they made a 2023 variant yet. I don't know if they have now I think about it, though. This is kind of tough. Avoid these higher end cards. Thermaltake Smart PSUs. according to the PSU tier list, this is okay, but according to Newegg reviews, this is just... I don't know, I would kind of avoid this, especially if you're working with a bigger budget, or really any of these. Thermal take power supplies, even though this is 80, well, it's actually only 80 plus bronze, is even that. We're gonna choose, where is it? Here's one that won't offend anybody. There we go. 650M, and that leaves us with 700. No, obviously you could just leave it at that. And go on from there, but I don't know what this motherboard's only gonna be able to support so much. Let me guess the CPU doesn't come with a stupid stock cooler. No. And this motherboard probably isn't good enough. What options do we have? I don't know how good that is. Some of these boards I really don't know. I have a lot of budget to work with, though. Let's see how... B550. Let's look at the Tomahawk. Seriously? Oh, this case! This case is really limiting. What the heck? It only supports micro ATX. You know what? You just gotta decide what you actually want to improve. This obviously isn't gonna... Well, I don't know. This might work. I probably did open that in a new tab, but I just realized I'm full screened. Let's go back. This does have some VRM cooling. It's not a lot. I don't know if I'd recommend using this board for the 5700X, so I'm not gonna choose that. The 5600 also has more to give, so we still have a lot of budget to work with. I think we get a better case. That case is dirt cheap. That's a good option. This is a good option. That would probably be okay. G360A. I don't know. Not a lot of people have even tried this case. Fractal Sign North. This would be fine. But that's obviously over the budget. That's a really expensive case. I don't expect anybody to buy it at this budget. Unless you're not looking to make a gaming PC, which is fine. Matrix 50. Again, I don't really know how great some of these cases are. Let's leave the 11 dynamic. I think we just choose the 4000D. And that's basically... That leaves us right at 800. There's probably a way I could manage my money a little bit better to get some better stuff, but I really don't know if I'd choose this board with a higher end CPU, and the case upgrade would be nice. If you're willing to go a little over this budget, you can get some cable extensions. Where I guess I could have chose the 6750 XT, but that would be silly. That's not much. That's basically an overclocked 6700 XT. I'm gonna add some parts less. I'll put one at 1,000. Any $1,000 PC should try to have a 6800 XT in it. If you want to optimize your budget, that's pretty awesome. The Red Dragon. Or we could choose... I don't know. I feel like I'd rather have the Power Color card, but the XFX Speedster cards or whatever are pretty good too. Especially these higher end ones. That's tough, because the Power Color Red Dragon isn't like anything special, to my knowledge. You'd think with a name like that it would be awesome, but that's really the Red Devil you're thinking of. I don't feel like these cards are all that much different. You're just paying $20 more, but at this price point, $20 can be a lot. In this case, we're going to actually need to up our power supply too. Now, normally, a lot of YouTubers wouldn't recommend you do this with like a 3080, and probably a few of them wouldn't recommend it with 1600 XT, but I'm going to choose the RM750E. And I think that's pretty good for 1,000. That way you get the upgraded case from the $800 one. Along with a stupid fast GPU. Okay, so that leaves you with a good budget. Everything else. We're gonna drop the 6800 XT. We'll go right to 1200. Now, where you start to kind of max out the 5600. Even the 6800 XT is gonna be pretty hard in the 5600, but I don't expect that it'll be too big of an issue, especially if you play at like 1440p or 1440p ultra wide. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty obvious. There's a few things I'm going to say right now. This card requires, I think, 3 8-pens. Probably doesn't say. Does it say down here? Yes. 3 8-pens. This card only requires 2 and is a lot more power efficient. So if you're going to buy a 6950 XT, just keep that in mind. What did I just do? What is going on? There we go. 6950 XT. And we're going to choose this one. That leaves us budget left yet again for the power supply, because you're going to need a better power supply. That's pretty obvious. We have $30 left to spend. Really, you should probably... I don't know. This is kind of tough, because this isn't really a budget. I feel like this price point definitely supports the 6950 XT, but... I mean, I don't know, the entire lower half of my parts list actually looks pretty good. This isn't including any OS costs. Do I really want to put that? I think I put that additional... We can go a little over $30 towards a better kit of memory. Now, I could go for the Silicon Power 32 gig kit, but I don't think that's really going to do me any good. I don't think it will. Oh, that's a lot more expensive than I thought. Okay, but what about the... Yeah. There we go. There's your $1,200 gaming PC. You're getting a 32 gig kit RAM instead of 16, so in games like Minecraft, if you're doing modded Minecraft, it's kind of nice to have additional memory. Especially if you have a lot of other slide processes going on. And memory leak really sucks. This can help to kind of... It won't alleviate it, but you just have more memory for it to... You have more memory before it runs out. We're just gonna say it's 12. Gaming PC. Now we'll go right to 1500. And we will have to upgrade the GPU. I don't even know if we'll be able to upgrade the GPU. We'll try to get a 7900 XT in here. Spend this high-end GPU. Mid-range, kind of budget mid-range CPU at this point. Thanks to this basic $756 price in the 7900 XT. This Speedster Merc 310, which is actually the same variant I have in my computer. At least I think it is. Now I just even look. I don't think they've made it different. No, I'm pretty sure it's the same version I have in my gaming PC. It's the variant that doesn't have that stupid backplate. Yes. Okay. Not that that really matters. It's affordable-ish. It should probably be more like 700. Honestly, all these cards should be priced closer to 700. But we're at least getting there. And it has 20 gigs of VRAM. At this price point, you can also kind of start considering NVIDIA. Although I feel like you will really be screwing yourself over if you go NVIDIA. Especially considering the 4070 and 4070 Ti only come with 12 gigs of VRAM. So any of their ray tracing or advantages, or the advantage of just buying a high-end video card in general basically get taken away once you run out of VRAM. It's not too bad right now, considering 12 gigs seems to be enough for now, but that seems to be changing. Honestly, I'd recommend having 16 gigs or more. Especially if you're building a gaming PC over $1,000. Under 1,000, yeah, okay. The budget cards don't have to come with 16 gigs. I don't see 8 gigs not being able to play games at all. You just got to keep in mind that that really should be reserved for only more budget cards. Well, 12 gigs is more appropriate for a mid-range card. And $600 did not used to be the price for mid-range cards, and I won't accept it. 6750 XT also makes a pretty decent high-end card. You could choose it over this and save roughly $150. It's going to be slower, but it's not going to be that much slower, although I don't know. Scaling almost makes sense. We have a decent bit left that we can spend. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. I don't know. This is actually kind of tough. I almost think I might have to drop this video card. We could drop all of that. Let's see where 12th gen's sitting. 12600K. Okay. It's not amazing. The problem is almost all those CPUs require a CPU cooler. Here you go. Here's a one. Here's a good CPU that doesn't, but then it's going to require AM5. Nice thing about the CPU is that we can choose basically the cheapest motherboard. But I'm going to try to get a B650 board. Is there really a difference between these boards? What's the... What? Oh, this board's definitely better, though. Look at the maximum supported memory. I mean, I'm sure that's not the only difference between these two boards, so I'm going to recommend this one. That means we need to choose a more expensive kit of memory, which is like a little bit cheaper than old DDR4 prices, so it's not that bad. These are all Samsung kits. I'm going to look for an SK Hynix. How much does that cost? Actually, that's pretty affordable. And that sets us basically at $1,500. This should be a pretty decent performer, especially with that decent kit of DDR5. These Ryzen 7000 CPUs can actually be pretty awesome, given you have the right memory combo. Like, I don't think this won't be able to compete with the 13600K with this memory kit. Although, I don't know, maybe this board will hold it back too. The Gigabyte boards don't. The MSI boards don't seem to, but I don't know. That's only based off Hardware Unbox AM5 motherboard videos. Maybe they've changed. They probably have. It's been a while. But I think this makes a good $1,500 build. Oh, we might do a $1,750 build. We'll edit this one because it's a pretty good starting base. This is pretty good for $1,700 one. Something kind of nice. 7700 is a pretty decent CPU. That still doesn't require a stock cooler. We could technically drop a 7900 XTX in here without any repercussions. And the CPU, us beefing up the CPU would probably be good enough for it. But keep in mind that balancing a build isn't bad. And that would just be like absolute max performance. And while this case, power supply, GPU, memory, and CPU are all fine, the storage and the motherboard probably aren't that great. The motherboard will be fine. Any nice thing about AM5 boards is that for the most part, they're going to be fine for these, I say lower end. They're not lower end. But these slower CPUs. We could choose the B550 Aurora's Elite AX, regarded as one of the best B650 AM5 boards, or we could choose the Tomahawk Wi-Fi. However, recently these boards have kind of had issues, especially with like backdoors and stuff like this. And MSI has been actively improving their motherboard, so I'm going to choose the MSI board. Wow, you really could fit a 70. Well, here's where it's going to get tough. Unless they did a recent price drop, I doubt we're going to find. Okay. Well, I'd tell you what card I'd rather have. But I don't think these Azrak cards are too bad. I'd rather have... I don't think... Oof, we're pretty far over. Yeah, okay. That's definitely not going to be happening. Unless we, of course, drop the motherboard upgrade. But, like, I don't want to do that. For obvious reasons. I thought we'd have enough money, honestly. You would think. We're close, but we're not that close. Drink of water. This is kind of tough. But, well, I mean, the only real... we could drop this storage, but the storage is really fine. Especially for gaming. You don't need, like, the best storage. You just need decent storage, and it comes with DRAM cache. Which is just a plus. Not that decent SSD, NVMe SSDs need it. SATA SSDs do, because they're too slow. I have no clue how good the P5 Plus would really be. I feel like that'd be an okay option. I feel like it'd make more sense to just go straight to 1800, wouldn't it? Well, the real question is, where do I go from here? Because really, I have extra money to spend, but it's not that much extra money. How about instead of spending all my money on that, we go back to the UD90. You just get the 2 terabyte variant of it. That gives me plenty of money to spend on an X variant of the CPU, which is going to be not much faster, but it's going to be faster. And if you're ever looking at a CPU cooler, you don't want to spend Noctua. Oh my gosh. You don't want to spend Noctua money, the Peerless Assassin is a good option. It gets you very close to Noctua performance. And technically, sort of better. Only because the fans are allowed to spin up more, although that's kind of stupid. You can choose this one. Normally, I think they usually go for around 60. Well, maybe they usually go for around 40. I feel like they was usually 60, but you know, this 40 was pretty good. And not least those $40. We have the bigger video card. Oh, that really isn't. Why don't we... I feel like we probably could see some benefit. How far over would we be? Oh my gosh, $20 over. There's definitely better cases. Maybe not better, but there are cases. The H7. That's like in between a 4000 and 5000D. That's not a bad option at all. There is the Fractal North, which would look cool. Well, it's not... It's only going to be $10 cheaper. How cheap is the H9 Flow? Is it... it's 160. And then Cool 216. That's probably a decent option. 11D. Can't go wrong with one. Even though they're kind of overused. Or at least they were. Now I think they're kind of cool again. Wait, what? Is this a full tower? It is. That's kind of cool. Somebody rated it down. How dare they? I'm sure they had a stupid reason. Let's go see. I want to see what the reason was. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Okay, this is the review. Yeah, that's too much. I'm not reading all that. I feel like some of his flaw, I did kind of read it. I don't know. I feel like he might have some points, but for the most part, I feel like it's also just the cheaper case. It's really cheap for a full tower, so I wouldn't really be complaining with the things he is. At least not at this price. Now I have no clue if it was always at this price, so. There's the 11D Hermini. I don't know how really great that case is. Especially considering for like higher in AIO builds, it requires you to bottom out your radiators, but if you have 360 milli AIO. Not like a huge deal. It's a 500DX, that's a fine case. I think H7 Flow. Because that's pretty close to the 4000, 5000D or D series cases, and it's inoffensive. All these will be saved on my parent picker list, along with other older ones. Alright. Now for a $2,000 gaming PC, it's this. But just throw a 7900 XTX in. Because why not? We're going to try to throw this variant in. Ooh. We're $20 over. I feel like I'd rather keep this variant in. I feel like I'm just going to eat that additional cost. If you're spending $2,000, you could spend the extra $20. Just don't keep going with that mentality and end up spending $2,100. Especially considering PC part prices could drop. Alright. I don't really know where to go from here. I'm trying to think of a budget. Probably 2,500. But I feel like that's obvious. Or whatever budget gets you the 4090. How much? 4090 probably commands a 1000 watt PSU. Honestly, the XTX is kind of close, but I think you'd be okay. Okay, there's some options. I feel like this is pretty obvious. Well, I don't know. That depends. You could definitely do this for cheaper. I feel like a better CPU would probably help. Yes, I'm gonna do it. Why not? Doesn't support it in certain BIOS versions, although I'm pretty sure the support comes with BIOS flashback, so I don't think it's gonna be a problem. That'd be pretty weird if it didn't come with BIOS flashback, actually. And we're just gonna choose the 1000 variant of that. I almost have enough budget to get like another like just small NVMe drive. We could also just spend. We'd be spending more than 20. This is a really good kit of memory. I'm not dropping this. This is pretty tough. I think we're just gonna leave this as the $2,800 gaming PC. This is also the world's fastest gaming PC. Because it has the fastest gaming CPU and the fastest gaming GPU. That's how much it costs. You could probably get it for cheaper, especially for part choices, but then you're also sacrificing the quality of your parts. You can also try the 850. That's not going to save you much. Let's do a new build, some more sort of balanced. Let's do a more balanced build. Choose that. I like the Arctic. Good Freezer ALs, they're really good. Trying to avoid. We're gonna choose. Is the MP5 any good? I actually have no clue. 5. Okay. Alright. Are we actually up to date? That's huge. I switched to 5 gigahertz in hopes of that actually improving things. Because I'm using Wi-Fi to stream. Which I generally wouldn't recommend. We'll see if that works a bit better. Save this. Alright. We seem to be doing okay. Just realize that seemed to fix things. Okay, that's good, at least. I know that I fixed things. I'm gonna go live again, instead I'm gonna play some Terraria. So I'm gonna end the stream here. If you're watching this, it's probably gonna go down in like 24 hours or so from now. This was just a test stream, just to see if I can get things working. But if you're watching this, make sure to subscribe. I don't really care. Well, see ya.